Hello, and welcome to the first Access Point webinar. NV Access and World Services for the Blind are collaborating to produce webinars that provide an overview of what is in each NVDA release. The webinars will be aligned with the timing of each NVDA release, and note that NVDA is released roughly 3 to 4 times a year. I'm James Borum. I'm the General Manager of NV Access. We also have joining us some other team members. Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Quentin Christensen. I'm the Training and Support Manager for NV Access.
Hello, my name is Heather Miller, and I'm the Director of Education and Training at World Services for the Blind.
Hi, I'm Megan Hudgens. I am an assistive technology instructor at World Services for the Blind.
All right, thank you everyone. So just to give you a brief overview of NV Access and NVDA. So NV Access is the Australian-based charity. We've been going for about 20 years. NV Access was founded to support the development and distribution of the free and open source screen reader NVDA. So NV Access, we have the vision and mission to make sure that everyone has equal and open access to technology. And that's particularly for blind and low vision people. We're going to make sure that people have equal access to technology, because technology is so important in our daily lives these days, so that blind and low vision people have access to education, to work, to independence through equal and open access to technology. On that basis, we developed and distribute the free and open source screen reader NVDA. So NVDA is a screen reading software that works with the Windows operating system. It enables blind and low vision people to use a computer similar to what a sighted person can. It works with email, documents, the internet, to enable a blind and low vision person to use the computer either via audio or a refreshable braille display. So what it does is it converts what a sighted person sees on a computer screen to audio and braille so that a blind or low vision person can use a computer. We are committed to making sure that the screen reader NVDA is free and open source. We make it free so that no one has to pay extra to use a computer, and it is open source. By that, what it means is that we have a system or an operation or a process whereby blind and low vision people can contribute to the NVDA software. We have blind and low vision staff that develop and design and work on NVDA. NV Access was founded by blind software engineers Michael Curran and Jamie Tay. So that is at the heart of everything we do. Software for by the blind. We have a very active community. A large number of them are blind and low vision themselves, and they contribute to NVDA to make sure that it meets the needs of our users. NVDA is now used all around the world. It is used in 175 different countries. And we have hundreds of thousands of users, and NVDA has been translated to 55 different languages. And we're committed to make sure that NVDA is around for the long term and that it continues to remain free and open source. I'll now pass to Heather for a brief overview of World Services for the Blind.
Thank you very much, and thank you for telling us all about NV Access and NVDA. At World Services for the Blind, we provide independent living skills and career training for blind adults all over the United States and across the world. World Services for the Blind has been around since 1947, so we're coming up on 80 years of being in operation. And our mission has stayed the same in those 80 years, and that's a mission of sustainable independence. And we understand that that means that people need to not only have access to the tools that they need to be independent and successful, but to know how to use those tools. And that's what we focus on at WSB. Our goal is to get people into the workforce, into college, and as independent as they possibly can be. We're so excited to be partnering with NV Access for this webinar series in the upcoming months, because NVDA is a really important tool that our clients use every day. Because it's a free and open source screen reader, there's no financial costs involved, and anybody can access it from anywhere. And that's really important in being able to maintain your independence and access information. We're very excited to be able to help NV Access bring this information to users here in the US and help us educate users on how they can best use this tool to help them achieve their goals and their day-to-day needs. At World Services for the Blind, we focus a lot on assistive technology training, both fundamentals training and the level of training needed to actually teach assistive technology. I'll let Megan tell you a little bit about our assistive technology instructor program and how we incorporate the use of NVDA in that program.
So the assistive technology instructor program is literally teaching people how to teach assistive technology to other blind people. NVDA is one of over a dozen modules that we cover, and it's everything from the basics of file management and document navigation to the complex object navigation. Everyone goes through the entire NVDA training book in order to learn, and then there are recordings that have been made that they listen to follow along with what they're reading. And at the end, they all sit for the NVDA expert certification exam. And we have lots of NVDA experts because of this training that they're getting.
Thanks, Megan. So again, we're really excited to partner with NV Access and bringing the information contained here in this webinar and in upcoming webinars to people all over the United States that listen to our webinars. And we're really looking forward to seeing where this partnership can grow in the future. So thanks, James and Quentin, for joining us today.
Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity for the collaboration and reinforce that, will be available for everyone around the world because all around the world, and the content that we touch on today with regards to the NVDA release 2026.1 is that, to all NVDA users wherever they are located. So thank you. Quentin, I'll over to you now to just give us an update and give us an overview of what's in the NVDA release 2026.1.
Thanks, James, and everyone. So before then, I thought I'll have a very quick look at 2025. One of the big things we built into or added to NVDA was we built NVDA Remote into the core program itself. That was previously, it's been available for a number of years as an add-on, a very popular add-on, and lets you control another computer that's also running NVDA. A lot of major updates to the add-on store. So there's add-ons can automatically update now. You can also sort the add-on list, port for math in PDF files, and we've got more on math coming up in 26.1. We added support for Windows 11 voice access, so you can dictate commands to your computer. It's one of those things that we've updated as in with Microsoft periodically changing. It's called various things from Windows and had a couple other names that I've forgotten off the top of my head. We've added support for the NLS e-reader Zoom Max Braille display. So already had previously supported the HumanWare NLS e-reader. So they're the two main ones that the National Library Service have been distributing. So we saw both of those out of the box now, which good. So now moving on towards NVDA 2026.1, I thought I'll give you a little bit of detail on the timeline of how we update NVDA. So as James mentioned, we update NVDA 3 to 4 times per year. The first release of the year, so the NVDA 2025.1, 26.1, 2027.1, so on, is a release which incorporates many of the fundamentals. So things like upgrading to a new major version of Python, or in this case, we're migrating our code from 32-bit to 64-bit and so on. So big things like that. As such, this release is often a little later in the year, so May in this case, and often do have more betas. So we had at this time around with a new beta every week or two during that cycle. After the last beta, we have what we call a translation string freeze. So that is a fortnight where we don't update any of the messages that NVDA presents, which gives translators a chance to update their translations in time for the release. We then incorporate those into the release candidate. And if any major issues we might have, candidate builds. Otherwise, we then go directly to the stable release. So NVDA 2026.1. For every release throughout the year after that, we actually bring out the first beta 1 to 2 weeks after that stable build. So 1 to 2 weeks after NVDA 2026.1 comes out, the first beta of 2026.2 comes out, which that point seems fast, particularly if you've been following through, betas of 26.1. But in fact, after that beta of any release comes out, we're already starting to work on the following release. So aside from any issues which are found in the betas, we're planning for the next release. So what is coming in 2026.1? So I'm previously that we're moving our code from 32 to 64 bits. So one big change is that 32-bit Windows is no longer supported, and Windows 10 on ARM is also no longer supported, as Windows 8.1. So Windows 10 is the minimum version now for NVDA. We recommend updating to Windows 11 if you can, but where that's possible and we know it isn't for everybody, then ideally try and update to the latest version of Windows 10, which is 22H2. So remember as well, NVDA doesn't expire or time out. So if you are on a PC which hits one of those restrictions and can't do anything about that, NVDA 2025.3.3 is the current stable version, and that will continue to work. It won't nag you. It'll let you know there's a new version, but it won't nag you constantly or it's going to stop working or anything like that. And other thing is that Wireless Math Player is no longer supported, which brings us to the start of the highlight for NVDA 2026.1. The first one being that we've built-in support for reading math content with MathCat. This has been a popular and for reading math for a couple of years, and we actually went to from the university, so I do apologize, about various ways of reading math content with a screen reader, and the best combination was MathCat with NVDA. So we're pleased to now bring that into NVDA itself. We've got a number of improvements to speech. Spelling, grammar errors can now be reported with a sound instead of speech when reading. You can also configure NVDA to automatically say all after successfully recognizing content. So using OCR, for instance, you press NVDA R, and on say an PDF, you press NVDA R and it will recognize the content. And instead of then needing to manually read it yourself, you can have NVDA just automatically go straight into say all. NVDA no longer reports the language being read as unsupported when synthesizer supports the language but not the specific dialect. So is where you've got a document that declares that it's in English UK, only got an English US voice, for instance. NVDA now also supports 64-bit SAPI5 voices. So you'll find if you look at the synthesizer option, as well as EASP and one core, for those who previously tried NVDA quite a while ago and didn't like that robotic eSpeak voice, we use Windows one core voices as the default now, which is the same voice that Narrator has been using. And yeah, now you also find 32-bit SAPI5 voices and 64-bit SAPI5 voices as options as well. We've improved Braille support, so it now continues to work when switching to a secure screen, like the sign-in screen or the user account control dialog when you're installing software. When NVDA remote access, NVDA messages from your local computer are now shown in Braille when you're controlling another computer. Spelling and grammar errors, as well as the number of items in a list in browse mode, can now also be shown in Braille. And some of the other Braille bug fixes include fixes in Microsoft Outlook and LibreOffice Writer, as well as other things there. In browse mode in web browsers, NVDA no longer treats control with zero width or height as invisible. So that may make it possible to read and access some previously inaccessible screen reader only content on some websites, which the developers had set as zero width or height so it wasn't visible. And we also ignored it. So content is now going to be more accessible. And I have heard from several developers and consultants that this will make more accessible that I already work with, so that's good. Malformed no longer prevent NVDA from reading content in Chrome or other Chromium-based browsers. The Browse Mode highlighter now appears on content recognition results, such as Windows OCR. In Microsoft Word, unassigned quick navigation commands to jump to references have been added and are also now shown in the elements list when you press NVDA F7. It is now also possible to view virus scan results for an add-on from the add-on store. So we have already been doing virus scanning using VirusTotal for add-ons for quite some time now. And now make it so that you can view those results from the add-on store itself. For add-ons that include one, you can also view their changelog, so you can see what's new with that add-on in the latest version. And the reliability of background add-on updates has also been improved. We have created a new privacy and security category for NVDA's settings dialog. We've moved the logging level and allow NV Access to gather NVDA usage statistics settings from the general category to this new privacy and security category. We've moved the settings for screen curtain from the vision category to the privacy and security category now. And we're on screen curtain. Their curtain settings are now configuration profile independent, so you can change them for different configuration profiles. And a few translation updates. The NVDA interface is now translated to Cambodian. The Unicode CLDR and eSpeak NG have also been updated. We've tables, Braille for English grade 3, Japanese, Rokuten Kanji, and also Macedonian uncontracted Braille. There are improvements for Biblical Hebrew, Unified English Braille, Greek International, Hungarian, Norwegian, Portuguese 8-dot and Slovakian Braille tables, and emoji localization for Luxembourgish have been added. There have been many other bug fixes and improvements, and that is what is in NVDA 2026.1. You can download from NV Access. So NV Access, as the organization oversees and manages NVDA development and distribution. So we have a wonderful community all around the world who contribute to NVDA. Our contributions come from the community. I really appreciate that. And that is all basically funneled through NV Access, who ensure the quality and security of everything. And then we distribute NVDA from our website, nvaccess.org, so you can download the latest version of NVDA from there. And I mentioned previously those betas of new versions as they come out. There's also announcements of those on our website. You also subscribe via email to get notification of new versions, of betas, of our regular blog posts and organizational information by nvaccess.org/newsletter. NVDA itself will also prompt you to update when there is a new version out, so keep lookout for that. And let's see, there's other that we've got. So comes with quite a comprehensive user guide, and one of the that we've to that in recent years is a quick start guide. So early on in the user guide there, up at the start, there's a quick start guide which runs you through some of the settings that you'll want, whether you're a new screen reader user entirely, whether you're coming from another screen reader. If you are coming from other screen readers, we do have a couple of resources for those on our website as well. Also on our website, we have our training material and port that you can purchase from our shop. So basic training for NVDA is the main module. And Heather mentioned that WSB go through that in their, so you are a WSB client or in becoming a WSB client, do get in touch with them. Otherwise, you can also obtain those materials from us at nvaccess.org. Thought I would also give you an early preview of what is coming in NVDA 2026 5.2, and we'll have more on all of this in our next webinar. But for now, some of the highlights that are coming up, one of the big ones for our low vision users is a built-in screen magnifier. So it's a very exciting update. We've got a new command, NVDA X, to repeat the last spoken information, which we know has been a long requested feature of NVDA, and it is currently also available in several add-ons such as the speech history add-on, but now NVDA X is coming directly to NVDA itself to give you that utterance that the NVDA has spoken. We've got the ability to automatically scroll the braille display. We've got touch-based navigation of browse mode objects for the touchscreen, custom dictionaries, another thing, and we've got lots of fixes input help for visual highlight, for WhatsApp, Firefox, Word, JetBrains IDEs, and many more. So we've got, as we said, more details to come on those in our next webinar. And yes, thank you very much.
All of us at World Services for the Blind would like to thank you for joining us today as well, and thank James and Quentin from NV Access for all this great information. If you would like to find out what other resources are available to you as well, you can look on our website at wsblind.org. We have information about all our training programs there, as well as a resource page with lots of information that might be relevant for anyone who's going through vision loss or knows somebody that's going through vision loss. So again, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to our next webinar.
Thanks, Heather and Megan. Thanks, Quentin. Thanks, listeners, for joining us for the first Access Point webinar. To us, if you'd like more information, we're available and contactable through the links we shared and mentioned in the webinar. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to talking to you soon.